Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We are still in the month of love. Yeah, and I've been bringing amazing couples. We have another one. When you thought it was over, there's even much better here. So I can't wait for you to meet them. Keep watching. Today's episode has been shot from Serene Beauty. Serene Beauty is a team of creative hair and makeup stylists ready to make your wedding day beautiful. Apart from ensuring that they enhance your beauty, they have bridal space in 5 apartments to accommodate their bridal teams so that the day is stress-free. Stay here with your bridesmaids, take pictures, have breakfast, and start the day right. You can check out their Instagram page and book your appointment today, or use the number on the screen and get ready to celebrate love just right with Serene Beauty. On the channel today, I have the Segwayas. Welcome. So good to have you.
Thank you.
I think we last met how many years ago? At the other conference?
Yes.
The Marriage Fellowship. Huh?
Yes.
Yes, it was a marriage retreat.
Yeah, it was so nice.
Organized by Bible Society.
Yeah, and I remember you guys gave us some few gems. I don't know if you remember. Guys loved that video. They were like, I was like, you guys have to be here, so to tell us more. So welcome. Tell us who you are, what you do, how long you've been married.
Excellent. They said ladies first.
Well, good afternoon, good morning. I don't know which time you'll be watching, but yes, these are the Segwayas. My name is Apophia Segwaya, and he's Micheal, Mark, Samuel baby.
Hey!
Segwaya. We've been married for the last 20 years. This year we make 21, 1st May. What is it about us? We have 2 wonderful babies. Okay, I call them babies. If they had, they'll be not amused. But we have a 19-year-old and a 14-year-old. Kutesa Elisheba, our firstborn, is 19. And Ethan Chitibwa is 14, our son. Yeah, Micheal, we call ourselves the Segi team.
Ooh.
Micheal works with a bank. I work with a school. I work with children. Yes. We've been here for the last 21 years this year counting.
Micheal, is there anything she has missed?
No, nothing really. We're enjoying ourselves by the grace of God. We love the Lord, that's for sure. And we serve Him through the counseling ministry.
Wow.
We also go to St. Francis, Makerere, and that's where we fellowship and serve the Lord.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay, before we get into it, we're going to break some ice.
Yes.
Yes. So we're going to ask some this or that questions, yeah? So, are you a spender or a saver? In the 2 of you, who is a spender, who is a saver? There'll be someone who wants to keep all the money and someone who wants to splurge. What's the dynamic?
That's an interesting one because it's a bit of both. I spend on gadgets.
Ooh.
I enjoy gadgets. Hey, I spend on plants.
Hey, plants!
I'm a plant person.
Oh.
So I do some bit of good spending. But I also try and ensure that we are financially stable as a family.
Yeah.
So I will cut a few things.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's a bit of both.
Bit of both.
Yes.
But where do you usually lean towards? There is...
Trust me, my money comes and I've already known where to spend it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I believe in multiplying it. And I kind of have so probably a bit of spender.
Okay.
It's good you're coming clean fine.
It's fine. He was beating about the bush, eh?
I asked the children that question. I said, okay, when you look at us, they said, Mommy, of course you're not a spender.
Hey.
Given chance, you'd save every penny, but also you spend a little on when you're excited, you spend. I said, okay.
Yeah.
But Michael is a spender. Yeah,
And you are saver.
Yeah, he spends. He will see something. The good thing is that his taste is usually good, but he will spend. Name it. If he likes the gadget, even if it has just
Launched.
the next thing you see a box and you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
do we need?
Oh. Okay. Are you an early riser or night owl? Who's the early riser?
Ali Riser,
Night.
owl.
Hey.
Yes.
Wow. Hey. Okay. Your Proverbs 31, you want to wake up early and prepare?
I don't know. I grew up in a home where 9 o'clock was like midnight.
Late.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I met Michael, who midnight is like, voila, it's morning, the day has just begun.
Wow. Yeah.
So I try to balance both because I need to spend time with him, but I still don't know how to not wake up early. So I'm really an early riser for him. He enjoys his sleep.
Wow.
For me, I think it was more around growing up in a baking home. So when we were growing up, power was stable after 10 o'clock. So everything started.
That's when life was happening. Wow.
So yeah, I can do up to 2, 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
But I love my sleep in the morning. Yes.
Okay, wow, that's interesting. All right, so as we get into the story, we would love to know about how you met. What did you use to decide and say, it's up, or, it's Michael, Tell us more about the journey.
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey. I think we met at St. Francis Makerere, where we've been as actually counting for me, it's now 30 years being in the same church. And that was after campus. I didn't see her through my campus time, so we didn't have that opportunity. But after campus, I used to go for midweek service. And then I saw this lady, usually used to go walk down the aisle for Holy Communion. And I'm like, okay, there we go. Then we had this fellowship that was for people who have finished campus.
Yeah.
You can't meet. And then one of those days, she comes in and she's sharing about the lady at the well, and she made a simple statement, said she was comfortably single. I followed up that statement because I was wondering, the brothers, what are you seeing that I am not seeing, And trust me, I followed up the statements. That's how we got here. She can tell her version.
Yeah, I know. Men's version is so brief. Please, Apophia, tell us more.
Wow. What he hasn't mentioned, how did we meet? I happened to be on mission ground. My old school where I did my secondary, we used to go back every Easter time to reach out to the girls. So I get to my phone and every day there are 1,001 missed calls from a strange number. I'm like, well, it's okay. So eventually when I get back to town, I call this number, like, who is this? And guess what? It's like, I'd like to meet you, what? I'm like, who is strange. But interestingly, that was also a season that I had been seeking the Lord for a partner. When you've just finished campus, everybody's dating. Apart from you, I had made a pact with God that I won't date while I was at campus. And I was glad campus now was ended. And I was like, okay, God, here I am. I'm doing my 40-day fast. I need you to tell me, because there were so many brothers around, and your mind starts wandering in many spaces. So I said, God, no, this time. So it was that Easter, you see. I fasted up the end of Easter, like Easter. And there he was showing up. So when he actually said he wanted to take me out, and I'm thinking, God, is this the person? So yeah, and there we were on our first date, and I keep telling people that for me, I had my list of things
that you wanted.
that I wanted. Yes. One, you can see I'm really gifted by nature with height, so I didn't want someone that I have to bend over and talk to.
Understandably.
So I always told God, I need someone I can look up to. So for me, the moment you showed up and you was looking down,
It's a no for me.
it was a no for me. So here he shows up and, oh, okay. Strike one, his height. Yes. But even then, I didn't think I was ready at that time. So I remember I'd just been home, like I've said, and our pastor then, God bless his soul, had told us, even if you're saying no to the brothers, please be kind. So I told myself, oh, this is my opportunity to practice kindness. So I agreed to go out with him for that evening and tell him, I need to be kind. And there he was. But on the other hand, I'd also prayed, God, I don't like these brothers who go through Peter, John, James to get to, So I needed someone who will just walk up straight to me. Yes. And tell me without missing their words. And so on our first date, there we are. I have come to be kind. And he has also come to make known his manifesto. And he actually looks me in the eye and says, by the way, this is who I am.
Yeah.
I have gone out with so-and-so, I work here, I have never done this, I do this, I work with my parking.
He gave you everything.
Yes. And at the end of the day, he says, guess what? I want you to be my girlfriend, but I'm just not thinking about girlfriend. I want to marry you. I plan to walk down the aisle with you.
Wow.
So I looked.
You wanted straight, huh?
I know. That was one of the good things that caught my attention of, okay, Apo, you wanted straight. Do you still want straight? Yeah. But the biggest thing I think that he said right there, he said, there's nothing you can attach to my name. You'll probably not know. My family is not known out there. The only thing I boast about is that I know Christ. And for me, that was the cracked deal there. And then when he said that, I said, God, I think I need to exit this meeting before I make a mess of myself.
Wow.
And
you was meeting.
It was a tough question because she said, after having told her, I've gone out with Saul, so there's actually nothing anything to write home about. And by the way, she had also told me that there are people interested in her, and I'm like, okay, there I am. And she's like, what do you have to offer?
What do you bring to the table?
And really, there was nothing much to offer, but there was something I was proud of. That was my relationship with Christ.
Beautiful.
And that was my ticket to our marriage.
Yeah. If you had not said that one, we'd have missed. Yes. Wow. So for you, did you have a list?
Yeah, I did have a list, but I think more importantly was around the relationship with Jesus Christ. That was very important because at the end of the day, I think even over the years, it has actually made that's the right thing that I had. For me, I was beaten by the fact that you have this sister comfortably sharing, then you want to reach her. It is Easter time.
Yeah.
She's on a mission back to her former school. As a person driven by, some form of drive, goals in life that are all geared towards Christ.
Yeah.
And that would be a wonderful partner to share life with. Yes.
Wow, amazing. How did the dating phase then go until you finally said, I do?
Yeah, so we dated for 2 years. And it was really, I used to stay at home. She was staying with a few friends. And we tried to ensure we don't meet each other. But we failed. We kind of met each other every day. So we tried to keep it really short. But I think I had a plan in place. So probably about after a year, I took her out to the Owen Falls, had done my proposal, which was a very nice poem related to the river Nile and all the way how it flows to Egypt. And there I was on that beautiful sunny day, and I proposed.
Wow.
I had prayed about it, so I was really comfortable in that space. And then once I proposed, she said yes, and then we started planning things out. we tried as much as possible to ensure that, we don't engross ourselves in sex before marriage.
Yeah.
So we had so many people, accountable partners around us to help us. And by the grace of God, that's how we managed. But I can also look back and say that that helped us focus on us, to try and ensure that we know us better. We try to understand each other, what are the do's and don'ts. I usually tell people we are crossing rivers. So from Masaka to Isinjiro, there are a few things in between. You have to learn the language and so many other things. So we had to understand and appreciate that. But it was really more about knowing each other.
Said it all. What can I say about the dating season? I think it was an interesting period, discovering. I must say, for me, while for him he had experience with different ladies. He was my first boyfriend, and then my husband, which had always been my prayer.
Yeah.
Which had always been my prayer. So I told myself, after now he has proposed and we are now really getting to know each other, I told myself I think I had my own catch moments of, first I wanted my husband or boyfriend to be friends with my friends.
Yeah.
You know how girls love their friends.
Yeah.
So I was like, as long as my friends take you in. I must say, Lynette, I still have a grudge.
Lynette, have you had?
Yeah, Lynette, Emily, Meron, all those people became friends and crossed over. Now they crossed over to his side more than my side.
More than you know.
So at some point when I was about to make noise, then they reminded me, but on the list you said we need, I said, oh, okay. So yeah, so he really became friends with my friends, and he's a very likable guy. So when he...
Tough fight to crack through that gang of
Your
Ghanaian
friend.
girls.
Yes,
You made it.
Yes, so, and then he really loved the Lord, and was sold out to make sure that we make it through still pure, not compromised. And I think there's a friend I told in that period, and I think I said, I now know that Michael loves me. So now that I know that he loves me, I think I'm ready to move on. And so we took it a step. Now, I think we concentrated on making sure we were friends before anything else happened.
Yeah.
And after that, with a friendship properly laid out and foundation properly set, there was nothing to hold back. One of my uncles, a brother to my dad, said, Apo has never brought a man here. Now that I even thought she was going to be a nun.
You are waiting for the right one.
Now that she has brought a man, please don't disturb her. Let her just go before she changes her mind.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay,
Yes.
so almost 21 years. I just made 8 years. And I feel like I've pushed, but you guys have really, so how has marriage been? How is marriage going?
Oh, marriage is a journey, but we've enjoyed the journey.
Yeah.
It's had its ups and downs, but we are grateful, we are happy, we have been blessed. I've really enjoyed. I've gotten to know her better. We've now learned to manage our fights.
Yeah. Fights, yeah.
Manage the fights. Somebody said marriage is a continuous negotiation, and I think I agree with them.
Wow.
So yeah, we've had a good journey. Not that it didn't have thorns, but it did. But it's been a great journey. That's what I can say.
Are you able to share some of those thorns or challenges that have been there in the marriage?
Yeah, I think the biggest thorn or biggest challenge we've had has been on the area of health. My dear wife here has gone through theater probably more than 8 times. So the early part of our marriage had a lot of hospital experiences that I should say were good because they helped us prioritize us. They helped us appreciate that we are probably not here for a very long time. And we need to use the best of what we have now. And we went through that season of life connecting with each other and getting to understand that this is all we have and the gifts God has given us, we better make use of that. And it has helped us prioritize the things, the more important things in life. So health has been a big challenge. But on the whole, God has provided, and I'm happy for that. But it helped us sober ourselves and ensure that we just enjoy this journey together. Yes.
Oh, how has it been for you?
I keep telling people the man I love the most is this gentleman. But the man I've fought the most with
Is he?
this gentleman. So indeed, like you said, it's a beautiful journey. You fight, you make up, you quarrel, you tie samosas. I kept telling people that in those moments, one of the things he usually does when he knows I'm so mad and I'm, up there, he'll just hold you into his arms. I got you. It's okay. I know you're angry. You know how you can.
Meanwhile,
that moment when you want to box someone, and for him he's now hugging. You're
like, now check.
It's not fair because I get lost in this hug. So he gives the most warm hug. So so I fight with him, but then he loves me. He understands me. He's my friend. At the end of the day, when we have scores to settle, I just remind myself, Kale, he's my friend. Of which even one was just last week, this week.
Wow.
I was looking at him and saying, Kale, it's so sad that I still love you even when we are fighting. So he's been there for me. He's cared. And like he has said, our biggest challenge has been hospital, sickness, realizing that you can actually lose your friend in a bit. And so you try to make the most of it. We've had a share of miscarriages. That's why our children's birthdays, like the age gap is interesting. Not taking anything for granted. And then I think on the other hand, knowing that it's ministry. You look at him, you know his needs, and then you minister to him. You know that I am here not just to have fun and party, but also, to get you on your knees, to seek the Lord together, to, cry together in those moments when we don't understand what's happening around us. And it's been a beautiful journey, like he said.
Wow. And you talk about ministry, and you also mentioned that you counsel some people, you do some counseling. What led you to go there, into counseling, and, how is it going with all the marriages you're seeing, experiencing?
Yeah, I think I've always been curious about marriage. If I still remember, even before I got married, I was always looking for those nice books, and I'm the lovey-dovey kind of
Wow.
surprise flowers,
romantic.
Kind of. So that was my life. And I'm saying was because I don't know how many times I went to Aristoc. There were also instances where I have bought her the same card, not knowing that I bought it some years ago. Only for her to bring it. Okay. That was the message. I'm just emphasizing the message. But what am I trying to say? We then connected and then got to appreciate that we had something to offer in the body of Christ. And it grew. It started I think we are 3 years in marriage. When we started off, we had quite a number of people around us that supported us. And even as they supported us, they say, please, even as we are supporting you, make sure that you pass on what you have received. So we tried to ensure we learn from them and we pick that up and pass it on. You asked, how has it been? It's been an amazing journey. And for me, I say that it has helped us keep in check.
Yeah.
They actually say you cannot give what you don't have.
That's true.
And the beautiful times are when you have had a fight and you have a couple coming in.
You must organize yourselves.
And then at times we even have to go and tell them, guys, okay, we are still working on a few things. And we do this ministry at home. We say it is our lab. Come and see home. And see how we agree, disagree, how we organize ourselves such that you see us and we open the real side of life. So it has been amazing just to share out. But also the other thing is when you see these guys in love and they're like, then you're like, hey, by the way, we still have a few gaps here.
Yeah,
we need to cover. We need to shake up this whole thing. And yeah, so that experience keeps us connected. And if you look at it over the years, I can comfortably tell you that has kept us in check unknowingly. Because you really can't give what you don't have. And you don't have to force it. It's just that as you go along this journey, you're better people. And it's a better world.
Yeah, I'm reminded actually, when you say that you started around maybe year 3, when I'd also just started this YouTube thing and I was posting on social media, just telling people my 4 lessons in 4 years of marriage. Hey! They gave me, they're like, why are you talking? I should not wait for 10 years then you start talking. It was really, but it's just good to hear that you can also give from what you have, and you learn, you also give and share like it's a whole,
It's
system.
a journey.
So yeah, I love that. How has it been for you? Marriage counseling.
The biggest joy is seeing the people you've counseled make 8 years. We have couples that have made 8 years. See them work through their own difficulties and still make it on the other side. And then we've had a privilege of having people who counseled us bring their own children to us.
Wow.
And we've also had a privilege of seeing the people we've counseled reach out to our own children, and they do, So it's years, it goes full circle. So it's been a joy. It's been a joy. Like he has said, it has kept us in check because the days when you're having fights and then you have a couple and you're going to talk about communication and conflict management, you're like,
and that's true, because even me, when I have guests here, you guys share, you also rebuked it. Maybe something you're like, Holy Spirit, leave me. And that's the beauty about the ministry, is that you're always learning. You can learn upwards, downwards, from everywhere. So even me, when I'm here talking about, I cannot be releasing a video on communication where we are not talking. So I've really seen that it really keeps you in check. And now when you're in this journey of counseling others, what are some of the things you've noted, that are really disturbing us, the married people, that you think we can just talk about, that it helps someone out there?
Yeah. I think, and we're thinking about this, the way marriage is portrayed. And we're trying to say people are attracted to the sights and sounds. They talk about this beautiful girl walking and the guy and the cars that are coming out. Then, of course, the fact that media today has all this about even just sex alone. Okay? I still remember a couple on their honeymoon and received this call like, sex is overrated. You guys like to us.
Exactly.
Sex is
You
over.
guys lied to us. You really.
And you're like, wow. So what am I trying to say? I think the world has this picture about things, and they think that some of these sights and sounds are the drivers of a marriage. We shall have all the sex as long as the money is there, as long as she's looking beautiful, and I think over the years we've learned it's more around the software. It's around the patience, the resilience, the hard work, the forgiveness, empathy. Eh? It's those soft things that and yet when you're dating, you don't look out for those. And because you are taken up by the sights and sounds, some of us may even get involved in the sex and you're just looking forward to engage, kissing, and all. You lose out on the software side of things that you're supposed to pick up. And over time, reality hits as you get into marriage. And even the sights start changing. As the children come in, as life happens,
Sit
things happen.
It's not the same.
Yeah? And then you're like, wait a minute, the real check comes in. And if you have not tapped into resilience, if you don't have a connection with God, then you start thinking about plan B or side whatever. You understand? You're trying to patch this gap that is there, that has been, produced by all these sites and the things that you thought are marriage or are what. So I think the onus is on us to try and tell people the reality, to try and point towards the software, and that's where counseling comes in. And I think as a generation, as a world today, that's where we need. Otherwise, it's so easy to think it's that lovey-dovey kind of thing. And then when reality hits, you think about this other side options.
This is not the one. I made a mistake.
Yes. And I think that's the same thing. Like if you look around, proposals are going through the roof. When you look at the marriages these days and the marriages probably our parents had vis-a-vis our own marriage like now, because 20 years is, you want to ask yourself, where are we getting it wrong? And of course, it's in those same things. Is it the money? People will get, nowadays we have more money, I think, than our parents or even our, we have the money, but the marriages are not working. Where is the problem? Is it the careers that we have studied books, guys. But you will have the career and the marriage is gone. So what is it? And like I said, it's still the soft things. It's the heart issues. When you got into this marriage, what was your goal? I just want to have, he has the money, he has the looks. What happens if he loses his arm? We know a couple that, the wife lost an arm just a few days to their wedding. Does that mean, we know a couple that also got an accident just a few days to their wedding. So what does that mean if you get deformed in that moment, if it was about the looks? How about the money? People fall sick. Like for us, we have talked about our own challenges. So if it's those things, then you've lost the person. That's why you'll end up seeing people moving. And when you actually sit down to listen to these people, you realize if it's the looks, they'll look for another person who will have the looks for the moment, and then that look will also expire. And then they look for another, and then another. So you realize you want to call them back and say, wait, stop and think. What is it you're looking for? Have you actually tried to discover what you have? And like they say, grass is always greener on the other side. Only to get there and you discover, oh, this is actually plastic grass. The real grass is the other side. The real one. So, let's stick to knowing each other to the depth and the core of who this person is. There's a book that I'm reading, and in that book they say, what if marriage was actually not meant to be fun and it's just ministry? And like they say, marriage actually sanctifies terrifies you because you can always think you're loving.
Until, hey, yeah.
Maybe you've grown up thinking you're the kindest girl there, and then you discover that Michael will.
Test it. Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, I don't think, I tell people I never knew how terrible I can be until I met Mike. I discovered, oh my goodness, Apple, you can actually, kill someone in the process.
It brings out what's in you. Yeah.
So it's those things that people take for granted, or they have not spent the time to cultivate, to discover. And when you sit and actually listen to your person, which is what we usually tell people, when you find them in that space, you're like, okay, we understand the fight is on and very, vivid, and it's okay to fight. But what is it about this person? Have you listened to their heart? Have you found out what they actually found attractive? Because actually, it's the things that attract you to this person or this person previously that still hold. But when you get used to it, it's like how we have this beautiful flower here. When you see it every day,
You get used to it.
you get used to it. Exactly. Then you think, why doesn't it have red?
I know. So can you go to get white?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you're like, the leaves, I need to put something on the leaves. And you're thinking, but this is how this person is. Yeah. You got them when they're white, and white they are. They are not going to turn red all of a sudden. So when you take time to appreciate that even the white is a beautiful flower in the midst of the red, it brings its own uniqueness, then the marriage is different. And so that's why we always tell people, please be friends.
Yeah.
Because when everything is said and done, I tell the girls, when was the last time you talked to your girlfriend? Hey, we talked last day, even the other day. So I'm like, what keeps you? Don't you guys have girl fights? And how come you still go back to them and they're still your friends? And, So I'm like, you see that friendship is what you need to cultivate here. That you can fight and still know that you love each other.
Yeah.
Okay? You can fight and still get over the fight and work through whatever it is you're fighting. So, and of course, knowing that God is the keeper of everything. There are many times I report him to God, and we can be kneeling to pray, and God, even your son. And I guess he also does that, so he's also hearing and saying, you should know what your daughter did, even me. And then God, because he is the author of love, neutralizes everything and restores both of you.
Yeah. I love that. And you talk about, couples, anytime, like the commitment that they have with one another. And we say for better, for worse, we say it, we are shouting, we are ready, but then things happen and then we want to jump out of that commitment, So testing that commitment with just saying, this is my person, I choose them, they're not going anywhere, not looking for options, I think is really good. And people coming to your home to be able to see that, that realness, I think is really beautiful.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is to appreciate that this person was given to you by God. There is that arrangement where you're given your wife from the priest on the wedding day. Yeah. It's very important. And I usually tell people it's a gift. It's in a wrapping paper. You just don't know what is in that wrapping paper. Fortunately, you open it every day. A few things continue to surprise you.
That's nice.
From the gift.
That's nice.
But remember, that gift is from God. You can't be saying, send back to, return to sender. You understand? And it's appreciating that gift and God helping you understand the gift they gave you. But out of that gift are good things, and there are things you may not like, but it is still your precious gift to you. And once you appreciate that, you can't say God made a mistake, God did this. No, he knew what is coming out of the wrapping paper. He knows it. Once you trust him, you know how to handle the things that come out of the wrapping paper and enjoy them.
I love That's
Yeah.
a good analogy. Wow.
So we talked about friendship, and cultivating it. After 20 years, how are you guys ensuring that you're still friends? Even the way you guys are talking, it's like, hey, you just met today. How are you doing it?
How are we doing it? One of those days, I think it was last year, I caught myself I caught myself just saying, oh my God, it's Valentine's. This guy is going to send the flower.
Yeah.
So my question was not the worry of the flower is not coming. My worry was, where is it going to find me? Because I don't want it to find me in I have a meeting running. And I remember when I said it, the people I was with, one was like, what?
Wow.
What did you just say?
Wow.
You were not worried. I said, no.
It's going to come.
It will come. Michael will send. So what am I saying? He's been consistent. And it's those small things that keep us going. Whether we have quarreled today and it's Valentine's, he'll still send that flower.
Oh, nice.
I know I love perfume a lot. Every time he travels, I know.
He's going to bring.
Even if it's the last coin he has, he'll carry a perfume for me.
Wow.
He knows, like how we know at home, if it's the last chapati remaining, please don't touch it. It's for daddy.
Cool.
So it's the small things that we do for each other. And when we talked about it, he's like, no, even if we've quarreled, I know you'll take care of me if I fall sick.
Yeah.
Because you look out for me, you will defend me, you'll be there for me. Maybe not as a wife in that moment, but as a friend.
Yeah.
You understand?
Wow.
So keep the friendship. The other thing that we asked ourselves, it's prayer, really. We pray together every morning, interestingly. Like I've said, we report. Don't forget to report.
Tell God.
Even in the morning when even I'm not happy with him, yes.
But you must pray.
But we must
Together.
pray. Hold hands and pray. Okay. And we try to take each other out, have sleep out, rekindle our love. We go for those romantic dinners once in a while. We go for those romantic weekends out. We keep saying, for us, our marriage has been sustained by the counseling ministry we do, because it's like compulsory. There will definitely be somewhere you call to be a speaker, and it's a weekend out.
Yeah.
So you find yourselves out, even if you had not planned to. So, yes, so keep those things. Keep dating. Don't lose each other in the curves, and don't lose each other there. Keep dating each other.
Yeah. I think it's learning to work through the ups and downs of life with friendship. To say, I've got your back, you've got my back, even when we quarreled yesterday, even when we are not agreeing on certain things, I've got your back. So there are fundamentals that we try and focus on. That the other bit also is we try as much as possible to be together. Above and beyond our private home, even in the social places. It's very hard for us to go for a wedding alone. If we have conflicting scenarios, many times we are cancelling one and going together. So we try as much as possible to keep together and just enjoy the journey. I think on top of the ministry, the fact that we do that together keeps us engaged and utilizing the best time we have, or the most time we have together as a couple. So that has built over time. And when we are away from each other, we miss each other. We've also made deliberate choices, whether it's work or what. We try as much as possible to ensure that we are together. I was telling people, I think the longest I've been away from her, the 21, has been maybe about 3 weeks.
Hey, wow.
And part of that has also meant that you let go of certain jobs that may not. And by the grace of God, we've had this scenario where we've kept each other. But even for any job out there, the key is it family friendly? So we try and keep the more important thing the more important thing. And that journey has meant that we've kept together and have enjoyed the ride. Yes.
That's beautiful. Oh, it's just a breath of fresh air hearing people who have been married long, doing these were things that young people are doing. She was like, it's not boring. It's not going to get boring. No people can threaten us. Like, no, guys, it can be beautiful. Now, I'm here, I'm seeing, looking at Apple smiling at Michael. I'm just like, as if you guys met today. I really love it. I really love it.
And like I've said, we write, with the .com thing and fonts, there's a lot we miss out sometimes. But once in a while, he'll step into Aristoc and buy a card just to say, I love you. I still care. There's a card he gave me when I was complaining about plants. He hasn't talked about his plants. He loves plants so much. And so I told him, you and your plants. So in the course of the week, that week, he just went, picked a card and wrote, I still love you, even more than my plants. Oh. It was not Valentine. It was not.
Shall we sleep tonight? I don't know.
So don't give up on that. Don't wait. Of course, Valentine will show up, and then people will splash.
Yeah.
But yet, in the course of that's another 12 months later. We celebrate each other. Okay, confession time. I didn't know how to dance. I am much better.
Start agree quickly. The way I was waiting for this confession.
She's good at dancing now.
Wow.
So, he dances for me. I will enjoy the music, but I don't know how to dance. I'm not a dancer. Of course, my family members always say, you've learned how to dance. But, so once in a while, I'll disturb him. I say, please, dance for me. There's this song, dance.
And he does it.
You dance.
Oh, wow.
So he has taught, the little dancing I do,
it's from him.
He has taught me. So find something that you can have for fun.
Yeah.
I must say, I've also taught him how to be on swings. He fears swings.
You guys, wow.
So we swing, and actually now we have a swing in our compound. He knows that I love swings a lot. I love water. So find things that will keep you. I'll go for his flower shows just because it will make him happy. So he'll take me to all the flower shows, even if the flowers are not making sense. Maki, they are green plants. They are not flowers. There's no color. I love color, but for his sake, you know. Go. Just that the other day he wanted the flowers in the bedroom. They had started creeping even to the bathroom. I said,
you're like, please.
Now you're taking it
too far.
Let's keep them. So find those things that will ignite the friendship, the love that will keep you enjoying, looking forward. I also love chocolate. And there's specific chocolate, I don't eat all, but I love chocolate that has nuts. I love nuts. So the two things that you will find, even if he has traveled to Nairobi for a day, the two things you'll find in his bag. A pack of chocolate and perfume. Oh. What is that one thing that you will, find those things that can keep you going. And do them for each other. Michael loves tea.
I can see it. Yeah.
Find all those mugs. I don't know how many mugs we have. Wow. Wake up and make that spiced tea for him. It doesn't cost anything. It's not even milk tea. It's black tea for crying out loud.
Hey,
so
black?
Yes. But spice it up. So I'll get out of my bed and go make him a cup of tea for him to carry to his office so that he knows.
But I love you. Love him.
I
Yeah.
love him.
No, you guys, yeah. We are taking notes. I hope you guys are there taking notes. No dying on this thing. You must keep it nice and spicy, and it's you're the one who makes it.
Yes.
If you say it's boring, you're the one who's boring.
Yes.
You the one. So I love it. So
I have friends who actually, the guy brings eclairs for the wife. Like, yeah, it's the same person. And it's just an eclair. It doesn't have to be the big things. Exactly. Just find that one thing. It can even be a pack of gonja. They will probably snack on the gonja and then leave some and fold it up.
yeah, it's just thinking about your person. I love it. So, in all these 20 years, you've had the children. Has it affected you in any way? They say once the kids come in, hey, it's another thing altogether. How has that journey been parenting together in the past 20 years?
Yeah, of course, it affects you. Parenting is an interesting, very good thing where you grow up. I usually tell people you grow up. We all had these expectations about life. And when the children came, because of how they came, we had to make certain calls. She had to stay home for a good number of years just to look after the children. And take care of health and what, just to ensure that we are stable. And I should say, even as you look at the family today, her impact is seen. You can see it on the children, the confidence, the affection, the security. You see that, and so we've had to make certain decisions that could have affected maybe our income and whatever, but there were certain choices. And you have to put in, there's time for everything. That the early years, you have to put in time, you have to be involved, be an involved parent. I think the beauty about now, they are grown up, so we can afford to, they can see and look about it. But there's another thing that you can see, that certain things have passed on. As telling them the other day, a couple came in and we were late, so we had this appointment at home, and we were running late, both of us, and the couple was already at home. So it was a new couple, and my son walks in and says, hey, they've told us you're coming, but before, let me give you some tips. And he sits in and says, hey, by the way, they're going to ask you, how did you meet? Can you tell me how you met?
He already knows.
And the fact that this couple was narrating to us how our son was telling them and what they were going to go through was like, oh, maybe something has actually rubbed on. He needs to understand that how you meet the girl is very important. There are certain things that are rubbing on. For what am I trying to say is that you have to get involved. You have to ensure that you're passing it on. That's probably why we do most of our ministry at home, such that they see that you have to be deliberate. So it aligns whatever you do to ensure that I think the most successful parenting is when that has been passed on. And it's really the soft side of things that you really can pass on to the next generation.
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. Has your role as a mother changed you?
Of course. I keep saying, we also, remember, you also new at parenting. Yes, you've been parented, maybe some not parented, but now you have your babies. One of the things we started out very sure and confident about was that we're not going to separate to parent. Those things of azadas, okay, wa mama, we said no.
Together.
Here, together.
Let's fight together.
The colic together. The diapers together. Learn. No, not like, and I keep telling people, I don't know how to put babies to sleep because that was his role. Wow. I never ever carried any child to bed. Nothing. I breastfed and passed. I never bapped any child. It was do, give. And now when I look back, I'm like, it was together. We always tell of a story where our daughter cried so hard and we were both frustrated. And we both were in agreement to put her in the middle of our bed, close the door while she was still yelling, and we went to the sitting room and just put it off. Just for us, in agreement, in our home. And I mean, so if it was a mess, we did it together. If it was a good thing, we did it together. Have we had disciplinary issues? Yes, with our children. The way we discipline is also different. Yes. So we've had moments where we are flexing. No, you should have beaten. No, I don't want to beat. No, no. That was, and then you agree. Then, and our children also know. They know that they will not come and say, Mommy, this. I'll be like, did you talk to Daddy?
Yeah.
When they go to did you talk to Mommy?
Yeah.
So they've also, okay, we are going to wait for you guys to agree.
Good.
Then give us an answer. And it's been also a beautiful space to watch. Of course, also when we fight, they've also seen us have our fights sometimes. And they'll be like, Mommy, you're not happy. What has Daddy done? Oh, Daddy, Mommy has really upset you. Sorry.
Yeah.
So they've seen us live real life. I remember on our 20th anniversary, our daughter Izano said, we have seen you and what you actually portray is who you are.
Yeah.
People sometimes think you're different, but we've seen you be real with yourselves, and it's a blessing. So yeah, it has had its ups and downs in parenting. Where we don't know, we also go ask.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that has helped us seek counsel. There's, we always have this bad thought about counseling, that it's for people whose things are on the rocks. It means you're doing really badly. No. We've had moments where we've gone to our counselors and they've come home and they've said, by the way, that argument you had was not nice. Just kneel and ask for forgiveness from your children. You caused instability. And we've knelt and asked them to forgive us. And they've prayed over us. So it's showing them that we also make our own mistakes. Yes. And it's okay. Just learn from them. Be gracious with yourselves. Pick up yourselves again and move. And they've seen us do that over the years. So it's interesting.
It's really nice.
Sometimes my son says, Mommy, you're angry with Daddy. Yeah. I know, I bet by tomorrow you'll have forgiven him. Like, I don't want to be in your space of being angry on your behalf, because I know
he'll be left alone. Eh? Yeah, that has been so beautiful. So there may be couples out there who are dating or newly married. What advice would you give them as they start that journey?
Yeah. Great. To the ones that are dating, focus on the soft side of things. I did talk about the software.
Yeah.
Because the sights and sounds tend to crowd out the software. So if you're not careful, as you open this wrapping paper, you might be shocked by what you see, which you should have seen when you're dating. So focus on the software. Have so many T's together.
Yes.
Have people to speak into your life such that you hear these stories. I think the fact that you're listening to this is good. Ensure that you have people who have been there speak into your life. Because that way you know what to look out for, what you need to change, what you need to prioritize. That keeps you focused. For the newlyweds, enjoy your ride. Keep short accounts. Life is too short to fight over some of these things. Socks and those small things. Grow out of those small fights. And you mature. And you start seeing life differently. Prioritizing the important things of life. Priority may be forgiving your spouse, saying, I am sorry, letting go of your ego, letting go of your past, whether it's your friends. Don't come in and say, I used to do this. Okay? I used to watch football at 2 a.m. in the morning. Excuse me, you're married.
Yes.
So there are certain things you need to let go as a newlywed and embrace the fact that you are now married and focus on that.
Yeah.
So
I said it all, but just to add, the ladies, I know there's a lot that has been said about submission, and we actually want sometimes to tear that word out of the dictionary and throw it somewhere. But learn to submit one to another in love, okay? Even as you're dating, one of the things that I have discovered about doing life with Michael, there's that day, there's that moment when the ego just needs space to just flourish and be a man. Just give it space to breathe and just let his ego just flourish for a minute or two. Don't correct, don't be harsh in that moment. Just let it flourish, and then afterwards come and say, but sweetheart, this part, days later, when it's calmer and the waters are not as turbulent, this part, I didn't appreciate it. And like he has said, learn to say sorry. It's important. If you're going to teach it to the children, you need to do it yourself. Learn to say sorry. Learn to, there'll be moments when I'll pick up my phone, and as the years go by, they say that as the years go by, the phone call is, we need sugar, we need bread. Just pick the call, just make that call and say, I called to say I love you. And that's it. I just thought about you. I missed you. Just be friends, is what I can say. And like they always say, it's you who makes the home. You must have known that by now, Lisa. Your mood, the tone, it will be set by you. The men, like they say, they will get the trophy of, I got this wife, and put it on a shelf. Nobody keeps carrying a trophy around.
Right, it's heavy.
Yes, you see? So they will have got you as a trophy and put you up there. But you as a trophy, make sure that you don't let dust get over you.
Shining.
Okay, shine. Shine the home. Be welcoming. Even when you think that, just be the flower. That is, flowers will always attract bees. Let your presence, let it not be that every time I think about you, I'm like, oh, a fight is about to start. Because I love perfume, you know how perfume announces you everywhere you go. What is announcing you every time? Even with your children, you can just be, correcting your children all the time, every minute. So what perfume are you passing on to them? Also then give them a chance to breathe. Let them smell you in a different, let them enjoy the scent of who you are, your presence. Let them know that, hey, mommy is finally home. Or mommy has been home, there's something different. Okay? So create the ambience, create the mood at home, I keep telling people it is okay for women to also initiate sex. It's purely okay. Plan your day and let him get home and you've surprised him. You're saying, go by the way today.
It's going down.
and let them not be able to predict who you are all the time. Oh, the food is burnt. Mommy is going to be making noise. Let one day just
change.
Just be quiet. And laugh about it. And like Michael has said, life is too short. Too short. I don't know I don't know about the other, but every time I think about the reality, when I've seen some of my friends that have lost their spouses, the reality of death is also with us. So what if that's the last time you have this person?
Don't waste time on small things.
Just enjoy the moment. Enjoy them like it's your last day. If it's your last day, what would you want to do? How would you want the day to end? Try and create that with every passing day. And marriage.
Amazing. Oh, Oh, how sweet, how sweet. Now, you guys, I met these guys at a marriage, conference or something. You'd think they are counselors, 20 years, they know it all. No, people keep on learning. I keep telling people, marriage, you can't say now, finished everything. No, you always have to keep learning, keep reading that book about marriage. Talk to other people. You even have counselor. Imagine. Now you alone, please, let's not do that. Thank you guys for being here. It was such a pleasure. I'm going to, after this video, I'm going to call Steve. No, 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 no. To just, So please implement immediately. I'm going to do it so that I spark also like a thing. So yeah, my name is Lisa Kusima. As always, I'm here to inspire.